Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Tonight, Aurora Racing League is in Monza for the Italian Grand Prix, and I apologise because I'm in game chat, so let me just sort that out real quick. Sorry, guys. Apologies to anyone who heard me there. I forgot to turn my microphone off. For game chat at least. Let me just post something in the Discord server. We're going straight into a sprint race, so I've got to be quick. Never mind, my Discord is updating. Right, well, obviously it's reverse finishing order or something. Is it reverse order from last week? Also, is that Luke guy on a different account? The Luke Steven or Steven, I don't know. Everyone's lined up, and I haven't got anything set up. That's what I hate about going into a sprint race. It's just an awful camera angle. The lights are on ahead of us for the Italian Grand Prix sprint race. It's lights out and away we go. Not Lucas gets a drive-through penalty for a jump start. Off the line, and we're underway for the sprint race. Huge crash there at the back. Straight away, Rayner and Mikhail colliding. Coys gets a 5-second time penalty for the collision with Rayner. Down the inside goes Ajax into turn 1, taking the lead, and there must be a safety car. Yes, there is. That is a massive, massive incident right at the start of this Italian Grand Prix. That is a huge crash between two rivals of the sport, of this league, for so many years. Rayner and Mikhail colliding on lap 1, colliding on turn 1, not even making it to the first corner, being smashed into the sides of the track. That is a huge incident, and a scary incident at that. Another 5-second time penalty for not Lucas for speeding in the pit lane. So that's not going to help him whatsoever. Coys is in the pit, Snatch is in the pit, and not Lucas is in the pits. The reason for... So according to, well, basically what everyone said in the Discord, and by everyone I mean just Rayner and Mikhail, it was Coys who squeezed Rayner. Rayner got basically pushed into Mikhail, and they both just went flying into the wall. That is a massive incident. Let me just check something. Safety car might be in this lap. I'm just going to check the clip of the incident to see what's happened. Yep, so if you can hear me, what happened is Koiz comes flying across into Rayner. Rayner just so what I've just watched, I've just clipped it and checked. Koiz comes flying across into Rayner, basically across the left hand side of the track, right into the path of Rayner, and Mikhail is right alongside Rayner, and they're both on the white line on this straight now. I'll just on the left hand side of where Ajax just going past now, just about here, and this means that Rayner gets shoved right into Mikhail, and Mikhail goes into the wall, Rayner goes into the wall. Massive incident. Gazelle, welcome to the stream. First person in the chat, I believe. I might have missed a few people, to be fair. But yeah, we've just had a huge incident that you've missed. Maybe you missed it, I'm not sure. Massive crash. Koiz forced Rayner into Mikhail on the... Literally, as soon as the lights were out, not even into turn one, Koiz goes flying into the side of Rayner, and Rayner can't really do anything, goes flying into the side of Mikhail, and Rayner and Mikhail end up just obliterated in the wall. And a safety car isn't great on a sprint race because it basically eliminates half of the race. Ajax managed to get a move past Piney Penguin. Gazelle up into fourth. I didn't even realise Gazelle was on the track. And in the chat as well, props to him. But that was a massive incident that will definitely be looked into at the end of the race. One of the biggest crashes I think I've seen, honestly. I mean, there was just wheels absolutely everywhere. 11 people watching as the safety car is preparing to pull into the pits. I'll give you a quick run through of the track. We're about to reach the final turn, also known as the Parabolica. Turn 8, obviously not many corners. I think there's more than 8 corners, but it's essentially 8 if you really dumb it down. You first go through Retafilo. I don't even know how to Del Retafilo. I don't know how to pronounce the first chicane, if I'm being honest. Anyway, Ajax is going to take them round the Parabolica, and he's gone. And he has caught Piney Penguin napping. Gazelle has caught Laurie Soldier napping a little bit as he's now alongside the Ferrari driver. But the Ferrari seems to have the higher downforce setup and is pulling away down the inside. Insiv's going to look for the move into turn 1. Can't quite squeeze it, but he's going to go for it, and that has not paid off for the Red Bull. Nearly spinning it, just about keeping it in a straight line. Catet up to 5th, totally no pro benefiting from that. And Koiz as well, who's up into 7th now. Gazelle going to find his way past Laurie Soldier, and Catet. Ooh, not quite. Gazelle, Laurie Soldier puts it back down the inside, and well, that has really not worked out well at all for Gazelle because he's down into 7th now. Koiz up to 6th. Catet stays in 5th. There's totally no pros up to 4th, and someone's gone very wide there, and it's the Haas of Dirty Cal. Totally no pro around the outside of Laurie Soldier into Ascari. He's going to make it work, and so is Koiz maybe down the inside of Ascari. Losing the rear end, that's Catet, and he takes Insiv along with him. Big crash there at the back, and that's another safety car. Well, let's see what happened with the cars through Ascari. A big tussle. And you can't even see where the cars are, so that was cleaned up quickly by the stewards. Another crash. Nate saying Jesus. Yeah, huge incident. Ajax still holding his own up front, and he might just cruise home to victory under a safety car here. 3 wide there was no chance. No, well, yeah, correct. 3 wide into Ascari will never, ever go. And that seems to be Snatch pulling over and retiring from the session. The Alpine driver calling it a day, clearly. Not sure what caused the retirement, but retirement nevertheless. Horatio saying another safety car. Snatch was disqualified from the session for parking in a dangerous location. And his car, instead of just retiring there, will decide to get back on the track and move somewhere else. That leaves us down to only 9 people, so the only person who's not scoring a point in this sprint race is Dirty. Catet, 8th, after a contact with Insiv, which put Insiv out of the race. Not Lucas with the 5-second time penalty from before in 7th. Gazelle, 6th in the Aston Martin after getting forced off the track by Laurie Soldier, who finds himself in 5th. Coy's 4th, Totally No Pro 3rd, Piney Penguin 2nd, started on pole, and Ajax leads them away. He has led most of the laps this race, but the safety car has really led most of the laps this race. And yeah, quite a bit of contact in the sprint race. That's only 9 laps. What can you expect the actual race to be like? Well, I'm not sure. Let me quickly take you through the track layout for Monza. What a beautiful track. I'm lucky enough to be going to Monza next, well, 2024 for this upcoming Monza Grand Prix. I'm very much so looking forward to that. I'm very fortunate that I've been given that opportunity. So it is one of my favourite tracks, and I'll give you a quick run through of it. The fastest circuit in Formula 1. Second is Jeddah, if you didn't know that. But yep, fastest circuit in F1. You've got the Turn 1 chicane, which catches a lot of people out. You can see just in the background as the drivers have just gone through it. There is a runoff area that's probably even more tricky than the chicane. Sebastian Vettel in 2018, I think it was, just decided to take the easy route and drive through those polystyrene little blocks that they've got there. After you've gone through that daunting chicane, you go onto the Curva Grande, which is a very fast right-hander. It's a sweeping right-hander as well. You don't really get any overtakes through there, but you get a really nice slipstream up to the Della Roggia chicane. You find yourself going through the Della Roggia chicane. You can get a move down the inside if you're brave enough. That's where you will see a few overtakes. Maybe not so much in real life, but definitely in the game. I think it was Max Verstappen, or was it Lewis Hamilton, who either Verstappen or Hamilton tried that in 2021, or something happened in 2021. Someone tried it, and they ended up going across the rumble strips there. Then after you come out of the chicane, there's a bit of a straight line, and then you're into the first Lesmo. So there's 2 Lesmos, 2 right-handers, safety cars in this lap, so I'll make this quick. They're 2 basically 90-degree right-handers. And then you're down the straight on the run down to Ascari, the second DRS part of the track. The first one's on the main straight. Then you go through Ascari at rapid speeds. Then you're on the straight down to the Curva Parabolica, round the Parabolica, and across the line on that straight. The drivers are about to get back underway. Ajax has got, 3 laps to defend his number 1 position, and he's gone. Has he caught Piney Penguin napping a little bit? Yes, he has. No one's really that close to anyone. Laurie Soldier not going to be under pressure from Gazelle this time round. It's going to be Gazelle under pressure from not Lucas. Into turn 1. Will we see a move from the Williams driver? No. Just keeping it a bit tamer. But Catet is not going to keep it tame. Tries it around the outside, but it doesn't pay off, and he finds himself at the back of the pack. Well, that was a that was a devious attempt by Catet. I think he misread the braking zone and ended up on the grass trying to just avoid contact. Well, he's done a good job at avoiding contact there, and you've got to give it to the Haas driver. He had everyone else's best interests in mind. Gazelle then down the inside into the first Lesmo, gets the move done on Gazelle, but it gets nicked on the rear by Lucas, and they both find themselves in the wall. That's more contact this race. It finds a Williams driver with no front wing. That was ambitious to say the least. Piney Penguin down to 4th. He's not had a great opening, restart, has he? If he finds himself down in 4th. Alfa Romeo, by the way, being rebranded to something, the Sauber next season. Anyway, Totally No Pro is all over the back of Ajax, and Coys is all over the back of Totally No Pro. We might see some moves down this straight, and I think Ajax going to be the butt of these moves. Fastest lap for Coys on those soft tyres. Here comes Totally No Pro around the outside, and here comes Coys down the inside. It's going to be 3 abreast into turn 1. No, it's not. Coys backs out. Can Totally No Pro get the move done on the Red Bull driver? Well, he is around the outside, going through the Curva Grande. Is he going to get the move done? It's 3 abreast. There's contact going wide through the gravel. Is Coys. Ajax out the session. He loses a wheel at the back there, and around goes Totally No Pro. Ajax out. Ajax out. Catet is now out. There's a massive crash at the back, and Piney Penguin somehow finds himself back at the top. Coys ran all the way off the track. Who was it? It was, who else? It was Totally No Pro. What has happened? Well, I'm going to have to look at an onboard of that right at the end. He's gone wide there as well. Caution through Sector 1. Piney Penguin is just going to cruise to victory. Through Ascari he goes. All he has to do is keep it on the track. Unbelievable drama right at the end there. And Laurie Soldier might be able to pick up P2. Is Coys going to do enough to get a move done after a huge error through the Curva Grande? No, down the inside into the Parabolica he goes, and right at the end he's able to get a move on the Ferrari driver and finish second in the sprint race. Soldier. Oh wait, this is lap 9. Never mind. Never mind. I'm just blind. Clearly, bit twitchy on the rear for Piney Penguin. It's not all over. Down the inside goes Laurie Soldier. Then gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. That wasn't really very smart from the Ferrari at all. I thought that was the end of the race. And my apologies. Yeah, I read that number 8 as a number 9, clearly. My bad. Totally No Pro all over the back of Gazelle. If Piney Penguin could pull out a 10-second gap to Coys, that would be really impressive. And really quite dodgy as well. Oh, no, not Piney Penguin. Sorry, Laurie Soldier, but he's already third. Should have been the end 10 laps ago, correct. This sprint race has dragged on longer than a normal race due to safety cars. Gazelle all over the back of... No, Totally No Pro all over the back of Gazelle and making his move on Gazelle up to 4th place. And all he has to do is not get overtaken from here to the Parabolica. But there's no promise that that won't happen because Gazelle is all over the back with the slipstream. Piney Penguin wins. Coys will be second. Laurie Soldier third on the track, but wait for the penalty to be applied. Totally No Pro might just be able to hang it out. Yes, he will against Gazelle. Finishing third. Laurie Soldier finishes 6th of the finishing drivers post-penalty. What a chaotic sprint race. That was difficult to keep up with, I will not lie. Well, that rounds out the sprint race. Only 6 drivers actually finished. Ajax and Catet will still pick up points despite the fact that they crashed. Huge incident on lap 1. Huge incident going into turn 1. They didn't even make it into the first corner. Between Mikhail and Rayner. Snatch retired. Well, more so got disqualified. Piney Penguin had a shocker at the safety car restart, but that more likely than not helped them out because it meant that they stayed out of the contact, the 3-way contact that was between Coys, Totally No Pro and Ajax, where they went 3 wide through the Curva Grande and all ended up on the in a pretty poor situation. What an insane sprint race. No words for that, really. Yeah, cheers, Nate. 'Cause I won't lie, I was doing something before, so I muted, and I thought I'd unmute myself, but clearly not. I'm not going to say what I just said before, but Piney Penguin, is he going to be able to hold off the rest of the grid from behind him when he's got Coys behind him on the soft tyre? Rayner's also on the soft, Snatcher's on the soft, Laurie Soldier on the soft. Ajax or Cadet, I believe, are on the hards. It'll be Ajax. Piney Penguin was the only driver who was able to keep it clean in the sprint race, 100% clean. Is that a telltale sign for how the race is going to pan out? Well, it's lights out and away we go. It's a really good reaction time from the Alfa Romeo driver. And he is going to have a nice lead into turn one. No pressure from anyone behind. Is Gazelle going to send it down the inside because he's had a flying start? No, he's not. He's just about got past Coys as well. Is Coys going to be able to get back around the outside, even on the soft tyres? I think it's going to be a bit of an ask, and the answer, I think, is no. On the run down to the Della Roggia chicane, the McLaren driver is going to go down the inside on the Aston Martin, and I think he's going to find his way back into P2. Yes, he is, because the Aston Martin driver goes over the rumble strips and very wide through the chicane, down the inside on Cadet, totally no pro, but he can't get it. Cadet, no, sorry, on Gazelle. And Gazelle is going to keep it for now. Cadet just behind him. Coys all over the back of Piney Penguin, and on the run down to Ascari, the McLaren driver, up into P1 already on those softs. So flying straight away, he's going to need to pull out a relatively big gap for that soft strategy to really work. Cadet still in P5. Anything else happening? Well, at the back of the grid, there might be some action. Ajax with Insiv all over the back of him. Rayner's down in 13th after not a very good start at all. Down the inside into the Parabolica, and Insiv will get that move done on the Red Bull driver. Coys pulling away a 6/10 gap now to Piney Penguin behind him. And Ajax goes into the pits. I'm not really sure if he got damage maybe there. Totally no pro getting the move done down the inside into turn one on Gazelle. And Gazelle is dropping further and further down the order. Can the Mercedes driver just see that move out? Yes, he can. Laurie Soldier under pressure from the Haas, or getting around the Haas, whichever way you want to look at it, because Laurie Soldier in the Ferrari up to P6 and not Lucas. All over the back of Dirty, but he gets spun around and finds himself second to bottom. That was contact between him and Mikhail, I'm fairly certain. So interesting to see what will be made of that, as Mikhail's all over the back of Dirty Cal, but Dirty Cal, no sorry, Snatches all over the back of Mikhail, and he's going to go around the outside through to Ascari. No, he's not able to make that happen, and Piney Penguin finds himself in a spot of bother as he falls from second down to fifth, then back up to fourth. I think he's had some sort of an incident. Snatch not able to get past Mikhail, and now Mikhail finds his way past the Haas driver and all over the back of Laurie Soldier straight away. So something happening to the Alfa Romeo of Piney Penguin as he finds himself down in fifth. Totally no pro, setting the fastest lap of the race, 1:22.6 on the mediums as well. That's pretty decent. Mikhail past Laurie Soldier now. And he's making moves as Snatch is making a move past the Ferrari driver, and the Haas driver forced all the way wide, and there's contact as Laurie Soldier covers off the move. The Haas driver, that's a scary one going into turn one. But nothing too bad happens. Here comes Rayner around the outside of the Haas driver, and it's getting worse and worse for Dirty, as he's now down in 10th. The McLaren of Rayner finding his way past, and he's just had a really nice drive through the Della Roggia chicane and going through the Lesmos. He's going to have a nice run on Laurie Soldier. So let's see on the run down to Ascari with that DRS open if there's a move here for the McLaren driver. I think there will be. No DRS for the guy in front, and he's going to go flying past as Snatch has got past Mikhail. Rayner gets past Laurie Soldier into Ascari. Move very well done. Mikhail, though, getting caught out by the Alpine in front of him. Those soft tyres seeming to work quite well at this first stint. At least these first 3 laps, they've come into a nice little window, and the people on the softs are flying. Well, all but one, because Coys is under a little bit of pressure from Totally No Pro. No move being done into turn 1, but he's got to watch out for the Mercedes driver behind him. And Piney Penguin's got to watch out for the Alpine behind him. And the Alpine's got to watch out for Mikhail. But he gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. And it was too good to be true. Insiv DNF from the race into turn 1. What's happened there to the Red Bull driver? I'm not sure. But we have a safety car. Well, it was always going to happen. But it has been a good bit of racing. And you know it's been a good bit of racing because I have not shut up this whole time. There's always been something for me to talk about, which I really like. I love it. Absolutely love it when that's the case. But no, safety car, safety car, safety car. The Red Bull of Insiv is out of the race. Something happening on that at the very end of that main straight. And Coys on those soft tyres. Look at this, no tyre warming whatsoever. Kimi Räikkönen style. But into the pits goes the McLaren driver. So does the Mercedes. Gazelle stays out on the medium tyre. And so does Catet. So Coy's in. Totally No Pro in. Snatching. Mikhail in. Rayner in. The double stack is going to work out fine for Mercedes. So Coy's comes out on the mediums. Totally No Pro comes out on the hards. Snatch comes out on the mediums. Rayner is going to come out on the mediums. Rayner's going to come out on the mediums. Mikhail's going to come out on the softs. That's an interesting call from the Mercedes driver, who just about gets out ahead of Rayner. So let's have a look at the tyres then. So some interesting pit stops there. So of the people who pit, Coys onto the mediums, Totally No Pro onto the hards, Snatch and Dirty onto the mediums, Mikhail onto the softs, Rayner onto the mediums, Laurie onto the softs. I'm interested to see what the thought process there is from Mikhail. Does he think, okay, safety car is going to come in at what, lap 7, end of lap 7. That means that we'll be racing start of lap 8. All I have to do is 20 more laps, and what, the softs are going to take me 5, 6 laps into that, maybe 7 if you're pushing it, because remember, you still got to do the laps under the safety car. Maybe 8 laps or something like that. Does he think I'm just going to all out push it from the restart, do everything I can to get up there, and then pit for the hards? Pit for the mediums? I mean, a strategy like what Coys has done makes more sense. He started on the softs. He's switched to the mediums. He's going to go, he'll probably be able to go 12 laps. And if, oh, Gazelle into the pits. See what he puts on. Maybe wait for another safety car. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, there probably will be one. That's something you've always got to factor in. But I'm just trying to think of it as, what if there is no safety car? Gazelle goes on to the hards. He might be going to the end. I mean, 20 laps on the hards isn't impossible. They'll be wrecked, but it's not impossible. Granted, there's no other safety car, which there probably will be. So the hards is probably the shout. I think that the hards is the shout, honestly. Just push. Every lap, just push. Go all out on those hards. You can go all out for as long as you want on them, because if there's another safety car, then you're golden. The only risk is that there's not another safety car. Then you do find yourself in a position of, yeah, difficulty, but you just got to pray that that doesn't happen. I mean, for someone like, sorry, I just dropped my controller. For someone like Coys, I think he's made the right choice onto the mediums, because you don't want to risk it when you're all the way up there. But for someone like Rayner, he's made the Well, he's not made the right... I think he should have gone on to the hards. He's 7th. I mean, he's going to make moves up. I know he is because he's a fast driver, but... he's still not going to be P1. I'd just risk it. I just would, but you know what? Rayner's in a championship battle. I'm not, so... maybe he does have more to lose. Don't forget, though, I've got 2 points in this championship, and I'm doing very well, well indeed, if you remember last race. Gazelle says he looks like he's going with a Bahrain strategy. Again, hards to the end. Well, that's what I thought he would do. And I think my call about safety car coming in at the end of lap 7 is going to be correct. 20 laps on the hard tyre. Gazelle, do you think you can do that? I mean, he is P10. I mean, it's worth the risk. But if you're going to be nurturing the tyres to the end, you might just lose positions anyway. I don't know, it's interesting. We'll have to wait and see. I think medium strategy looks good. Hard strategy, then on to the softs for the end also looks good. Easy, mate, haha. Yeah. Should be another safety car anyway. Well, that's what a lot of people I think are going to be banking on this race. Catet, Piney Penguin, and Ajax, the only ones to not pit. That should be noted. Also to note, did Mikhail pit again? I don't think he meant to put the softs on. I didn't think he meant to put the softs on when he came in, but I just went with it. He goes on to the hards. So yeah, I don't think he meant the softs. I think I've seen Mikhail do that a few times where he's come into the pits and put the wrong tyre on. Safety car in this lap, I was right about the end of lap 7. We're just going through Ascari now. 10 people watching. Please stay in the stream because we're about to get racing once again. Insif finally leaves the session. He is the one who caused this safety car. Well, it might have been him, not him directly, but his car was definitely the reason. I hate it when you get damage and they don't change your wing because it's on auto wing change, yeah. Well, Catet gets them back underway and straight away there's pressure, but not on him. It's totally no pro and Snatch is going to be the one who's looking to make a move. Into turn 1 we go. But nothing there on the outside. Maybe even a little bit of contact with the rear end of the Mercedes. Catet holding his own at the moment. Coys is finding his way around the outside of the Alfa Romeo driver and finds his way up into P2. Onwards to the Della Roggia chicane. What's happened there? Someone has just gone flying into the back of Catet, and Catet is now down in 7th. Who was that? Oh, wide there from Piney Penguin. Oh, big crash at the back there, spinning around as Laurie Soldier on the soft tyre. Rayner getting a move on Dirty and looking to try and get past Piney Penguin as well. Does Piney Penguin have damage? Because if so, that would entail that he's the one who crashed. Yeah, he does. He must have been the one who hit Catet in the back. Rayner then up into 4th. And look at this, down the inside. Dirty might just go for it on Piney Penguin. He's going to get the move done. Piney really struggling with the damaged car, and he'll be pulling into the pits. Yep, there we go. Mikhail all over the back of Dirty, looking for the move, and he's going to get that done into turn 1, or at least he's going to try to. Yep, job done there. And Ajax put under pressure from Gazelle, who's making the hard tyres work at the moment. He's in 7th, not Lucas, trailing along in 9th. Catet down in 10th after being robbed pretty much there. And Totally No Pro is keeping up with Koiz, despite the fact that Koiz is on the medium tyre. So Totally No Pro might be the favourite here as all. Bit of battling going on between Gazelle and Ajax, and Ajax off the track. And yeah, he drops right down the order to 10th. Around the outside, Gazelle is going to go on Lucas, who's managed to might find his way past at one point on this lap. Through Ascari and into the wall. It's dirty and he is out of the race. Are we going to see a safety car? Yes, we are. And only 2 laps after we just got back underway. And not Lucas has retired from the session. He's gone flying into the wall down the straight. Despite the yellow flags in the safety car. What happened there? And everyone goes piling back into the pits. Except for the front runners. Soft going on to Snatch. Hard going on to Rayner. A new front wing and mediums going on to Gazelle. A new front wing and mediums going on to Ajax. Well, Ascari leaving a scar on Dirty's car. That was a horrific pun, but I'm pretty content with the fact that I came up with it, to be honest. Oh, locking up there. The car did not like the sound. I did not like the sound of that from the Alpine. I don't know if it was locking up, but it sounded like it. The tyres screaming through the Della Roggia chicane. Rayner on the hards then. At least everyone's gonna get points. Yep. This is where my AI would thrive. Yeah, 2 safety cars in very quick succession. That is basically what Aurora Racing League is all about. But Koiz in P1, Totally No Pro is keeping pressure on. Thing is, this does help Koiz. This safety car is going to extend the life of his mediums. And all of a sudden, Gazelle's no more stop strategy is looking a lot more doable. Is anyone else going to trail off into the pits? By the way, can I just say, Mikhail was 11th off of the restart, and now he's 3rd. Yes, he has a penalty, but that is still really impressive. When will the safety car come into the pits? Guessing at the end of next lap is the answer. We look at the rear wing now. You can just see where the old track would be. The old circuit layout, obviously. The ring. You can also see a bit of it, or the alternate layout. I'm not really sure. I think it's just the old one. You see where that just goes in a straight line. You just see it here, how it bends across the track to the right. That's where the old track would be. I would love to see an F1 race on the old layout with the old banked turn. I honestly have never had to be this cautious in an F1 race in my life. Pure chaos, says Gazelle. Well, the drivers finding it chaotic out there. In the commentary box, I'm also finding it chaotic. Oh. Yeah, you must be loving it, mate. Well, for the parts of the race that we're not under a safety car, and that's Mikhail into the wall just before the race gets underway. That is heartbreaking for the Mercedes driver. We get back going again. Coys leads us away. Snatch all over the back of Totally No Pros, all over the back of Mikhail. It's going to be Totally No Pro, sorry, all over the back of Coys. Totally No Pro taking the lead into turn 1 over Coys. It was a good little opening, and he did not get caught out by Coys. Totally No Pro takes the lead of the race, and there might be more to come because Coys may get pressured a little bit by Snatch. Well, not quite. He's staying with Totally No Pro for now, but is he going to find a way back past? I mean, Totally No Pro's on the hards, but he's just showing so much pace. If I had to put my money on someone, it would be the Mercedes driver. Snatch is going to get a run down up to Ascari. The corner, if you don't know, named after the first Italian world champion. Was he the first Italian world champion? I feel like he might have been. Either way, Snatch is under pressure from the reigning Aurora Racing League world champion. Well, not anymore. He's all over the back of Coys, and he's ahead of Coys. Those soft tyres working beautifully for the Alpine. Juan Manuel Fangio was his name, I'm pretty sure. And I've just had my claim, my statement backed up. So I think I'm right. Coys around the outside, overtaken by Rayner, and he has had a shocking opening lap because it was Fangio and him who were the first ones. Yeah, Fangio was Argentinian. Yeah. Did Fangio race under the Argentinian flag? Was he actually Argentinian? Why did I start talking about Fangio? So I said Juan Manuel Fangio, and I was talking about Ascari. So that's my bad. But that's because I had Fangio in the back of my mind for early ones. But they weren't the first, because there was someone before them both. The first one, I can't remember who the first... Let me just look at it. First F1 World Champion. We've got a Bit of action going down the straight as Catet now finds his way past Coys. What has happened to the McLaren driver? Gone from first to fifth in the space of 2 laps, pretty much. Just a lap. It was Nino Farina. I don't know how to say his first name. Farina, though. Yeah, he was the first, and then it was Fangio or Ascari, something like that. Reina, DRS on the Alpine driver. Well, Reina, this is the Reina that we all are familiar with. He is flying and he's on the hard tyres. Coys gets a 3-second time penalty. This couldn't get any worse for the McLaren driver. I mean, this is just going really, really badly. He went from first, now he's down in fifth with a penalty. The only person on the track who's got one. Farina, Fangio, Ascari. 50, 51, 52, yeah. Nate, historical genius on Formula 1. DRS on Snatch, but he also has it on Totally No Pro. Gazelle, 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Farina was Italian as well. Oh yeah, true. Interesting, because Farina doesn't have anything named after him, on the track at least. No corners, I mean. Snatch, really piling the pressure on. Totally No Pro now. Lorry Soldier all over the back of Ajak. We'll just skip to this. Is down the inside he goes. Into the Della Roggia chicane. Makes the move. Into the Lesmos. Snatch has backed off massively. And this is going to give Reina a huge chance on the run down to Ascari. He's got the DRS. But he isn't going to go for the move. Because you don't really make moves into Ascari. But he's now got the whole of the straight before the Parabolica to get past Snatch. Does he have a better downforce? Not quite. He's slower, slightly in a straight line. Through the Parabolica, you'd think that the Alpine has more grip, but it doesn't look that way from this wonderful helicopter shot. They both will have DRS, but one of them is substantially closer to the car ahead. And by the way, Catet is also in this battle as well. Here comes Reina. He's being forced the long way round, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. No, not quite. Snatch is getting closer to Totally No Pro, and this Mercedes driver at the front, he can't rest and he cannot slip up, because if he does, he's going to be vultured on by, well, 4 other drivers. Poor exit from the Alpine, and Reina is going to invite himself on the outside on the run down to Ascari. And he is going to get that move done. Up into P2, and Reina can now try and chase after Totally No Pro, and he's been showing a lot of pace. I don't doubt that he'll get that move done. Catet now on the back of the Alpine driver. But the Alpine just staying on within range of Reina, but he has backed off through Ascari. He just can't carry the same speed that Reina can. And now Reina is going to have DRS, and he's going to have a massive chance to get past Totally No Pro. He's forced around the long way. Snatch is also getting involved here, but into the lead of the race goes Reina. On lap 18, he takes the lead on the hard tyres, and Totally No Pro's got to watch out now, because Snatch is going to be coming for him. Coys has managed to get back past Catet. And Catet's just... These guys have just dropped out of this battle for first. Here comes Snatch. And here comes Totally No Pro on Reina. But nothing coming. Right, Nate, I'm going to read your chats now, because I was so focused on what was actually happening on the race, I missed them all. So you said Ascari won it in a Ferrari, though, so I think that's why he's got the corner named after him. And Farina was in the Alfa Romeo. Right, okay. That makes sense. Oh, wide, and Rayner has had a huge incident going through the Parabolica, and that is absolutely shocking. That is not what he wanted at all. That is just really unfortunate for the McLaren driver. It's Coises into the pits. Rayner is up to 4th, but that is not what he wanted to see at all. Totally no pro. Might take an opportunity and try and get out of DRS range from the Alpine. I mean, you can see on the wheel of Snatch, he's got 89% of his ERS left. Totally no pro has also got 89. What? He did not have 89 before. I think it's a visual glitch where it says everyone's got 89. There's just no... Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, we can have a look now. We'll turn the telemetry on. And 1%, he is out of ERS. Snatch has got still lots left to give. Catet not really able to stay with these guys. We're going to stay on board with Snatch this lap and just see where he uses the ERS. And he's got medium deployment down to the Della Roggia chicane. Just doesn't seem that he's able to carry the same speed as others can through the corners, and it's really not helping him at all. He's just about got DRS. He's had to use a lot of ERS to stay in that 1 second range. Through Ascari he goes. Look, he drops almost to a second behind. The difference is, I guess, that Totally No Pro's used all of his ERS. He's got low downforce. Yeah, that's true. On the straights, I mean, look at the speed he'll gain on the straight now. .220, 225 into turn 1, and he has just caught up massively to Totally No Pro. We might be able to see something happen here. Soldier getting a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Rayner, by the way, nowhere to be found after his incident. Only a few laps left of this race. And it's going to come down to one of these two to win it. But Snatch's tyres aren't getting any younger. That's the concern that I think he'll be having. Is he missing a part of his front wing? Yes, he is. No wonder he can't carry the speed through the corners. I mean, low downforce is one thing, but missing an end plate, that's another. DRS open, down Ascari. Just watch him on the run down to the Parabolica. He's gaining and gaining, and to be fair to him, this low downforce setup might just work. He's going to get DRS on the Mercedes, and he's getting ever closer to the back of the Mercedes. Not able to get a move done yet. The 22nd lap of this 27th lap Grand Prix. Snatch is edging closer and closer to a shot at a overtake for P1. As I say that though, going through the Lesmos, he loses a lot of time, but Totally No Pro fumbles it and goes off the track and hands P1 to Snatch. He was already not that good in the corners with the downforce, but the end plate is not going to help, or something like that. I couldn't fully, the message disappeared off my screen. Totally No Pro is going to really need to step on it now. Otherwise, he is going to lose this Grand Prix to a mistake, a driver error, and no one wants that to happen. He was late to deploy. Yeah, and I think he did leave, because his car is ghosted. Was that a rage? Nate, just confirm there is nothing wrong with my stream, because I've just come up with something on my phone. And there is something wrong with Twitch. Said my channel went offline, and now Twitch seems to be offline. Could I just get some confirmation that you can still... That's not good. Oh no. Ah, it's fine for you. That's good. Alright, good. Thanks. I appreciate that. I don't know what happened on my phone. I was trying to read what you said in chat, and it just was not letting me on my phone. Totally No Pro overtaken by Catet now. And Catet is in with a shot to win, because these soft tyres have now fallen off the edge for Snatch. Catet, he's got 3 laps. 3 laps may be all he needs for a shot at glory in what would be his first race win in Aurora Racing League. Catet needs to push now. And push he will. He's brought the gap already down to half a second. And you can see... Ah, cool. Alright, thanks, Nate. You can see the cornering speed and how much it's helped him. Catet looking for it through Ascari. It's not going to come. Rayner, by the way, getting past No Pro now. Catet has got a huge shout to win this. And watch it through the Parabolica, because Snatch is going to be wide. He's either going to be wide or break really early. He's going to be wide. Watch the DRS flick open for the Haas driver. The soft tyres could never make it to the end. And Catet is going to go flying into the lead of this Grand Prix. Snatch is going to look for it back up the inside, but his strategy call was wrong. And Catet's hard tyre shout might just win him the race if he can keep it clean and on the track. He's going to start pulling away as well. And Totally No Pro seems to have returned, because Rayner couldn't get past him or got re-overtaken. And yeah, it looks like Totally No Pro is back. He pushed too much to keep up with Totally No Pro, yeah. And look at that, he's got a puncture in the rear. Well, when do you ever see that? I've never seen that on one of these games, and he's nearly just got smashed into the back by Rayner. He's got a puncture, and he's going to have to nurse that Alpine home. Never have I ever seen a puncture received, even from contact, and oh, he might be out of the session. He's barely in. The car is undrivable. This has gone from a chance to win to barely an opportunity to bring the car back into the pit. He's all over the place on the straight. Either over a wing, yeah. Or either where or over a wing. I don't think anyone's really got damaged though. Tyre wear, he has been on those tyres for a long time. And if he has gone over a wing, I imagine that's why. But the rears normally are the ones that that pop the easiest. I mean, there's no way of me seeing what the tyres are like. But into the pits he goes for another set of softs and a new front wing. I think Snatch will try and snatch the fastest lap. Gazelle all over the back. Of Piney Penguin, and maybe is it only a matter of time before he gets past up into P5, sticking the hard tyre strategy for what was it, 20 laps, 10 laps, something like 20 laps I think it was. An unbelievable strategy shout, and it looks like he's going to make it work. The Aston Martin driver, he has got a penalty, but he might just get passed into Ascari. He lets off. He doesn't want to make the move into Ascari. Too risky. I think he just wanted to keep the car on the track. He's going to get passed on the exit. And now he needs to get a gap to Piney Penguin, who, by the way, is also on softs. And those softs are absolutely wrecked. Well, Catet, I mean, he's just drove a perfectly fine race. Nothing wrong with anything he's done. And Totally No Pro has come back, but it's all too late, and he might, he might rein him back in. But alas, it's not going to be enough. And 30 Axel, I really appreciate that. I just enjoy doing it, so I've been with this league for quite a few seasons now. I think I started in season 3. And we're on to season 6 or maybe more now. I know last season got cancelled, but I do appreciate it. So thank you. Unlucky with the race today, obviously, but I appreciate the. I really do appreciate it. Catet hasn't put how many seasons are in a game. Oh, probably about 3 or 4. But Catet swerving across the line and wins his first ever race at Aurora Racing League. Totally No Pro second. Could have won it, but couldn't keep it on the track, and then he left the session. Rayner third. Coy is fourth. I mean, he just stuff happened at the end of the safety car restart for Coy's, and it's really a question of what could have been for the McLaren driver. Gazelle will finish 5th on the track, but Piney Penguin will pick up 5th after penalties are applied. Lorry Soldier next across the line to finish 7th, and Snatch, who barely finished the race after a massive scare with that rear left puncture, will round the final corner of the Parabolica and finish 7th after Lorry Soldier picks up penalties. And Ajax, he was up there. Actually, he led a few laps in the sprint race and then crashed, I think. But I think it's a question of what could have been for the Red Bull driver, but I think he'll be quite content with the fact that he just managed to pick up points because there's so many people who didn't this race. But that... my voice is going now. Yeah, Totally No Pro would have easily won if it not for his DC. Yeah, I agree. He was in full control this race until that, obviously. But I still think this is probably the best podium in the world, by the way. Big win for Catet. Big win for the Haas team. And hopefully he enjoys that because it doesn't happen a lot in F1 for in Aurora Racing League for new drivers to get the win. It's normally some of the same people every now and then, but enjoy it while it lasts, and hopefully it's the first of many for Catet. But a great race, honestly, a great sprint race as well, lots of action, and overall Catet got 2 points from the sprint race and 27 overall. 25. Who picked up the fastest lap? It was Coys, who finished. Never mind, no, it wasn't. Who finished? Oh no, maybe it was Coys. Yeah, Coys did finish the race. I forgot. Yeah, my bad. Coys, did you get fastest lap? You're gonna have to. I think you did. Or was it? Yeah, I think it was Coys. Anyway, in the race, yeah, he did. Confirmation there as well. Anyway, Catet with his first win in Aurora Racing League. Good to see. Only 9 people finished, but at least we had quite a few. So the Polishman can sleep well tonight with his first victory under his belt, giving him a shot in the championship. But that concludes the Italian Grand Prix. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thanks to Nate. And Gazelle at some points in there as well. Let me just get the chat up so I don't forget to thank anyone. Yeah, you too, Nate. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Dirty Actual as well. So Dirty, I appreciate the compliment a few minutes ago. I do appreciate it. And Coys, Gazelle as well, and Horatio right at the start. But everyone have a good night. Lucas saying chaos. Yeah, it was pure chaos. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thanks to Nate for sticking throughout, and wherever you are, have a brilliant morning, afternoon, but for me, it's good night.